Good afternoon and welcome to episode 18 of the Rieg AD Wedding Show. I don't think, when we kind of thought of it this morning, 18, it's 3.5 weeks of daily recordings or weekday recordings of our Rieg AD Wedding Show. So we're quite proud of it.
Yeah,
I think we've done more than what we initially thought we would do. So we are very excited about what the next week will bring, and we kind of thought it's important to just look back, because we did a little bit of a recap in episode 8, but it's been 10 episodes since then. So it's maybe worthwhile to just recap who we visited, and if anyone missed an episode, we can point you in the right direction. But before we get to that, in episode 8, we kind of introduced our promotion with Vova Rova South Africa. And one of our bags is gone, or has been won by Marie Lee. So congratulations, Marie, and thank you for the support. So we've got one more bag left. This is Adie's bag, but exactly the same bag.
Exactly the same.
Is available. We'll put a photo somewhere as well. And as you all know, I know for everyone it's been tough times, but I mean for us as photographers, especially the ones in the wedding industry, it's been challenging because we can't really operate.
Earn.
Yeah, we
cannot earn money.
And there's been a bit of hesitancy, I think, under brides as well in terms of booking new weddings. So there is new inquiries, but it's not remotely what it used to be.
Nothing can be finalized with no one knowing
exactly
what the future holds.
So we kindly ask if you want to support us. This is a great way of getting more out of it. So book your Rieg AD family lifestyle shoot.
And even if the handbag is given away, the shoot is still an awesome shoot, you will definitely get more than what you pay for.
Yeah, do yourself a favor and go check out our website. We'll have the link is always in the description below, and specifically on the family page, and go and have a look at the family lifestyle shoots that we do. We really try and make it more than just a photo shoot. We know often with families especially, there's always a few people in the family that's not as keen.
Especially the guys.
Yeah, but sometimes even some of the ladies as well. They're not as keen to be photographed. But I can almost categorically state that in 10 years of doing family lifestyle shoots, I don't think anyone has walked away not enjoying the shoot. They all get stunning pictures, but we try and make the shoot an enjoyable occasion.
Yes,
I think
we
try and bring the experience to the photo shoot.
Extremely important for us that you don't just walk away with awesome photos.
No, you must enjoy it. You must enjoy the process.
It's so nice when we get a WhatsApp or an email afterwards, and the client WhatsApp us and tell us how the entire family enjoyed the shoot. And I mean, that is worth more than money.
Yes.
That people actually enjoyed the hour that we worked with them, and it wasn't something they dread or thought that they would not enjoy.
No, we make it fun.
Always turns.
I think that's the key thing. We always want to try and make it as fun as possible. So let's get down to the recap, and let's start off with episode 9. And I mean, it feels like yesterday we had the interview with Eugenie from St. Francis Links. But I mean, that was
the day that I was sick.
You couldn't make it. Yeah. Okay, so that's episode 9. We chatted to Eugenie from St. Francis Links. The St. Francis Links is an absolutely divine venue. I think we've had some of the most amazing weddings at the Links. Yeah. And I mean, the service that they render is just, it's above just being professional. It's an exceptional service.
Also a weekend wedding, because they have the golf course. There's so many activities.
I think Eugenie highlighted that they try and
Francis Harbour close to them. It's really it's a weekend wedding. They have a beautiful venue.
It's a celebration, a weekend wedding celebration.
Yeah.
Next up in episode 10, we had Johan Wolmerans, very well-known dress designer in the Eastern Cape. And I think what's very interesting, what Johan shared with us over and above his ideas for dresses and the stunning work that he does, is the incredible custom and bespoke masks that he's currently making for people. Not just, and I say this with respect, not just another mask that's being manufactured, he really customizes your mask. So if you missed that episode, please go back to episode 10, go check out Johan's details, and I think it's a Charlo pharmacy we said in Port Elizabeth that exclusively sells his products. So definitely go check that out. If you want something different, yes, that's what you need to do.
Yeah. And then on episode 11, we had Christian Baartman, who currently released his new song or wedding song, My Vrou.
Yes.
The video has been launched. It's released on many platforms. and there's been so much success, and we can say with pride that there's even some of our clips in it,
Yes.
Video clips, and check that one out. It's
Yeah,
very cool.
I will specifically link the link to Christian's video below,
Yes,
so that you can check out the video.
When we did to his episode, or the episode that he was
The video
featured
wasn't
in,
released yet.
It,
Yeah, the video
it only happened last week.
Last Friday. The video was released last Friday, and he also shared some very valuable tips on having a live musician at your wedding. So not just having a DJ, I mean having someone who's a live muso and who can actually, you know, just take the party to the next level. I think that's kind of, so definitely go check out. That was quite an interesting talk we had to Christian. So yeah, and then we moved on in episode 12, sorry, to Chantal from Flower Boutique.
Yes.
Yeah. Exceptional flower arrangements that Chantal does, and she actually spoke quite a lot about the current trend of dry flower arrangements.
Yes, which brings us to when we spoke even with Tanya, that's also specializing in flower arrangements, made the same point. We don't know that much about flowers. I was actually quite surprised when I heard that. Didn't know that it was a trend. I mean, we only photographed what we've been given.
Yes, and I don't think we've seen a dry flower arrangement at a recent wedding.
I didn't even know. For me, it's like an old age thing.
But it's actually quite funky now.
But obviously, all the fashion's got almost a cycle.
They all cycle
so
back.
So it's obviously in now again.
Okay, so in episode 13, we spoke to Alex from Shepstone Gardens. Now, we've been privileged to photograph at some awesome weddings all over the country, and Shepstone Gardens was the wedding we did just before lockdown, literally the Saturday before lockdown came into place. And I still think it's one of the most beautiful places I've ever been to.
Yeah.
It's just an exquisite place, and you have to go and listen to the history of Shepstone Gardens. And do yourself a favor, go onto their website, go check out what they have to offer. They're up in Johannesburg, I know, so it's maybe not practical for someone planning to get married in this area, but we do have a lot of clients that live all over South Africa and abroad. So Shepstone Gardens is just, my view,
magical.
It's out of this world.
It's really magical.
Yeah, and then we went on to episode 14, where we spoke to Harry, from
Synergy Audio.
Yes.
As a DJ and as a sound supplier for weddings.
Yes.
They're so professional with their services.
And the equipment.
Also solid advice that he gave about the DJ carrying and reading the crowd. I mean, that is so
and basically adapting your playlist as you go along, not sticking to what you decided beforehand, actually reading the crowd, seeing what the trends are, and you know, if the dance floor starts going empty, change it up, you know, bring the people back to the dance floor.
And that can only be done with experience, and they do bring a lot of experience.
And I want to add one more point. I mean, sound for me is personally very important for us, especially when we film. We often have to plug into the DJ's sound box to get our sound. You know, we try and record with backup recorders on the officiant and sometimes on the groom and things like that, but we rely a lot on the feed we get from the DJ's desk. And the problem being is if the DJ uses inferior or cheap microphones, you often get breakup in the signal because they're not the right quality, and that directly reflects back onto our product. So it's important for us to deal with someone who uses proper equipment, and that's one thing I can say.
Quality.
Every single time that Synergy Audio has been the supplier, we've never had issues with sound.
Yes.
And that is incredibly important. I mean, we can say what we want, but if a minister is about to speak and the microphone makes all sort of crackle and squeaky noises, it's disturbing to everyone.
For sure.
Or in the middle of a very special moment. So make sure whoever's your sound provider that they use proper professional equipment with backup equipment. Okay.
Then on episode 50, we went to
Pabala
Game Reserve.
Day 1 of level 3.
Yes, it was the first time that we were allowed to go out, and that the venues...
No, it was day 2 of level 3, but it doesn't matter. But
it was the first time that we actually went out for one of our programs.
Yes.
And that it was legal. And it was... go and watch the program. Check out day of episode 15. It was awesome to be in nature.
And see the wildlife again.
Yeah, it was just exhilarating. For me, it was exhilarating.
And again, I mean, Pabala is totally, a different vibe. It's absolutely a rustic, bush wedding
Yeah.
with great facilities. So if you're looking for something different, I mean, you would be pleasantly surprised. It's not that far, it's just a little bit out of town. For anyone staying in the area, even Port Elizabeth or abroad, it won't be an issue. It's a stunning venue, go check it out. And I mean, that spot that they have there on the mountain where it took you, what do they call it, Dead Man's Loop or something?
Dead Man's Loop, because
But
you lose your singleness on the hill.
If you take your girlfriend up there, you come back and you're engaged.
Yeah. And for the people who likes adventure, I mean, there's no reason why you cannot have a wedding and adventure in one weekend. They even have an obstacle course. You can go fishing.
So if you want to challenge the bridal party.
Yeah. The group, the ladies against the gents, or the
But maybe leave that for the Sunday after the wedding. So if someone falls on their face, at least, you know.
Yes. I didn't thought about
Yeah.
that.
Okay, episode 16, we went to the Rose Barn. Also a very well known venue in our area. Absolutely beautiful place. And I think the number one thing we took away from the Rose Barn chat to Tanya was how much effort and they are putting in right now, while they can't do weddings, to improve the venue.
Yes.
I mean, we were absolutely surprised with what they're doing there, and we said there's no sense for us to actually film on. We're going to go back and we're going to go do another episode when they are done, and we are going to
The after.
yeah, we're going to show what actually they've done in this lockdown period. So there's one of the pluses of lockdown. It allowed a lot of the venues to just take this time, which you normally won't have, to revamp and do the changes you wanted to do. So yeah, so wait for that one. We will definitely be back at Rose Barn, and we will show you guys what they have done. Yeah, can't wait to see that.
Okay, then
Yesterday
yesterday we visited Michelle at the Mexican. They're a local Jeffreys Bay restaurant, but they cater for weddings as well at the venue itself, 50 max seating. But they also do a very funky thing. It is the food trucks, where they can serve
well, there's
almost
basically not a
anything.
limit. Yeah.
Almost anything. Your budget is your limit. Okay.
Yeah.
We know their food. We know their quality. It is of very high standard. You can actually just go and check out their Facebook and social media pages.
I think Michelle said there's a lot of her own weddings photos on Facebook where you can see.
So that was also special, and also busy upgrading and just
improving the restaurant.
Yeah. So that was very exciting for us. Unfortunately, we didn't get tequila.
Well, it was in the middle of the day. Okay.
That is not a problem.
Yeah, the only thing I wanted to say is I kind of enjoyed the whole idea of having that food truck or food trailer at the venue, where you're not limited to a proper sit down. The people actually go and they go order when they want to eat, because I think that's one thing we've seen a lot at weddings, is that, you know, there's a time set for main course, but a lot of people would actually prefer to maybe eat later or eat earlier, depending on, you know, they like to first enjoy a few drinks or just have a social time with their friends. And having this just change it totally. Yeah. You go to the food truck or the trailer whenever you're ready to order. You choose what you want and they make your food for you.
I love it.
Yeah. So it's such a great fresh concept in food. Yes, and then we're down to episode 18, which is today, and we were privileged to have Jean here by us, and Adi could interview her.
Yes, from the Hairsalon. She's a local owner of a hair salon. A hair salon's name is the Hairsalon.
Yes.
And she...
The Hair Salon.
She gave us a little bit of tips and the history behind their hair salon and the services that they give, and also gave me a little bit of advice on my own hair that's in lockdown.
I don't need any advice.
Lockdown hair. I haven't gone and done it.
And I think it's sad that the salons can't open. I really struggle to understand that, you know, that it can be such a big issue. I mean, if you look at, I was in the bank the other day. If you go into the Spa or you go into the Checkers, I mean,
so many people everywhere.
I think it's worse in most of those places, that I really cannot understand why people can't go and to a hair salon. I mean, obviously they'll adhere to their hygiene standards.
Yeah. Any beautician,
but
for facials,
let's leave it there.
Whatever. We are next week we definitely we want to try to organize a nail technician. We want to talk about talk to the people in the industry that's not allowed to work like ourselves yet.
Yeah, let's hope it'll change quickly.
Yeah, so over to, can we go
well,
over
I think
to,
I wanted to say one more thing before we go over.
Yeah.
What's interesting for me, out of all the last episodes we've done, we always try and ask people what is their best advice or personal advice. And almost the number one thing that came across was, when you're planning your wedding, is to really hire the professionals, which allows you to sit back, relax, and enjoy your own wedding. And I really think if we need to summarize everything in a nutshell, over the years and all the weddings we've done, it's probably the number one thing that gives stress to brides and grooms, is if they leave certain areas of a planning to themselves, and they need to do their hair or their makeup, or even Michelle highlighted it yesterday. Yeah, to family, because what happens when you ask family to look after certain aspects, if they run into a problem, the number one thing they do is they turn around, they run back to you and come ask for your advice. And on the wedding day, you need to almost have a wall of isolation between yourself, so that whatever goes wrong, you almost don't need to know about it.
You must be oblivious to it.
So I know it's all, everyone's got a budget, but I'm really sure if you go look at it carefully and you go plan properly, you will find a professional supplier that fits into your budget, and that will allow you to sit back and actually just observe and enjoy your day. I think that's the number one thing. And we've had so many brides that we spoke to 3 months or 2 months after their wedding, and their number one regret is always that they didn't enjoy the day enough. And that's what we want to leave. Yeah, they were stressed and they were worried about things. And that's what we almost want to say, is make your day as easy as possible for yourself. You know, by the Friday afternoon, you need to close off, you know everyone is sorted, and you can just relax and savor every moment. I think it's something we put in our last email to the clients as well, savor every moment, because the day goes past quickly. And enjoy it. It's your wedding day.
And trust your suppliers.
Yeah, but that's why we said get the right suppliers.
Suppliers, and believe that they will do it right. And focus on you getting married to the person that you want to spend the rest of your life with.
The reason for the marriage in the first part,
the most important thing of everything. So must I end it with a Let It Go, that song?
No, I think it's fine. We'll just move over to the interview we recorded this morning with Jean, and see you soon.
Jean, thank you very much for joining us. You're the owner of the Hairsalon, a very, very renowned hair salon here in Jeffreys Bay. When did you start in the hair industry?
Well, my mom would probably say when I was 3 years old, I cut all my Barbie's hair off and colored them with food coloring. But at 16, I left school, and then I studied hairdressing at Russell Road College. And then from then, 22 years later, still going.
And have you always had your own salon, or?
No. I worked for salons in Jeffreys, and then I opened the hair salon about 5 years ago.
Okay, I am one of your customers. Obviously, not went to the hair salon in a couple of months.
In
lockdown. We had the privilege of this week being in level 3 to actually visit our guests on their premises. And with you being a hair salon, it's so flippin' sad, because apparently you guys are the most contagious.
Non-essential. Most essential, non-essential.
Most contagious, non-essential, essential service in the country. So we're still lobbying for all hair salons to open up. Okay, so Jean, your service that you give on a wedding day, what does it entail?
Well, we go and we travel out, obviously, to venues. They can come to the salon as well, but we take a team with us and we do it on site. It's easier for them, then they're more relaxed. And we do a trial previously to that. Whatever they need for us to do that day, as big as the party is, that's what we do.
How big party can you handle? How many people do you bring with? How does it work?
I think the most we've done so far was 12 people in one day. But we are a team. I mean, it's me and Annika, and if we do take 2 other assistants with, so we split it up. This one does that one does that. And if everyone comes before the time, you can kind of time management quite well. So, No. Well,
Okay.
obviously, more is a bit of a struggle, but you push through.
Okay, I know the hairdressers and the makeup artists are usually there from freaking early in the morning.
Yeah.
When we get there, everything is already done as photographers.
Yeah.
Everything is perfect and pretty.
We try and get away before you get there so we don't have to be in the shots.
Jean, is there any trends now in the bridal hair and groom hair? I mean, we often neglect the groom. I know. I always ask about the bride, but obviously the groom is as essential to be styled and stuff. So is there any advice or trends that is now in?
I think mostly everything's more natural. Obviously Pinterest is like a Bible for brides. It's a good idea to get what you need from Pinterest, but obviously your hair and everything else is not the same. But yeah, very natural styles, everything's more flowing. From when I started doing bridal hair to now, things have really relaxed over the time. You know, it's not as perfectly formed and tight. And,
Totally.
Yeah. Men generally, the grooms have their own barbers that they're specific about their styles. We do a few before a wedding, but mostly they do their own. Yeah, it's a more natural, flowing, sort of relaxed feeling to it.
Yeah, totally more 70s.
Yeah.
Flower, freedom, flower child, that look, soft calls.
The problem with that is, of course, having a super hot day or a super windy day, which
Doesn't
generally
keep.
happens, it doesn't keep, yeah. So
I know.
that's always the trick with that.
And
yeah.
it is always that the photo that the bride wants is often a very unrealistic
Yes, yeah.
wanting from her side.
Yeah.
It's usually styled a minute before that photo is taken. We
For
know
sure.
how it
And
how
there's
it
no
works.
wind, there's no, yeah.
Yes.
No, for
And I
sure.
mean, you have to do the hair and it must keep for hours.
Yes.
It's very unrealistic.
It is, and especially the type of hair. You know, if you've got blonde hair and you do a plait, or you see a picture with blonde plait, it gives more of a defined look to it than brown hair. So, you know, things like that you've got to keep in mind. But yeah, it's things your hairdresser should tell you.
Yes, realistic.
Yeah, expectations.
Yeah, it's always. I think with all the suppliers that we talked to in the last couple of episodes was totally the same feel, was realistic. It's like me going to you, showing a picture of Jennifer Aniston. This is how I want to look.
Yes.
It's not gonna work.
No, it's not.
Don't have that hair or that face.
Sadly, we all think we all wish we do, but we don't. No.
Okay, and then more on a personal level, as someone that's in the industry for a long time and happily married, is there advice that you can give a couple for the wedding day, leading up to the wedding day?
I think for me, mostly what they tend to forget about is try to look like the woman that he met when he asked you to marry. Don't try to look like someone completely different. You know, he needs to recognize you when you walk down the aisle. And it's about you. It's not about your mom or your bridesmaid that wants to be the bride, or your friends that have their opinion. That day is really your day, you know, and try and enjoy it and not get caught up with the stress of the whole day. Because it goes really fast. I mean, you know, a day goes like this.
That is great advice. Jean, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
We appreciate
Thank you.
your time. We are holding thumbs that all the salons can just open and that you guys can trade again and interact with your clients. And I mean, that's why we're all in the industry.
for
is
sure.
that personal
Yeah,
communication
definitely.
and connection with our clients. And we just, we hope for it to flip and happen very soon.
Well, for both of us.
Yes, yeah, totally. Okay, so thank you very much for your time. We appreciate it. Jean, thank you very much. We appreciate your time. It was so lovely seeing you in real life. Me being we being friends and everything, so it was very special. We appreciate it. Have a wonderful weekend and hope to see you soon in the salon.
In the salon, yeah. Well, from our side, thank you once again for watching. For those who've watched all 18 of our episodes so far, a big special thank you.
I want to give a shout out to Abby and Yolandi. I think they are our #1 fans.
I think there's people who's going to disagree, so
Okay, but
put in
I
the comments,
challenge you.
put it
I
out in the
challenge you
comments
to
below.
disagree.
Yes, disagree, and tell us who's watched all 18 of our shows. Remember to please subscribe. It's important for us to get the subscriber count up. And remember, when we get to 1,000 subscribers, we'll be giving away that Rieg AD family lifestyle or couple shoot to the value of 3,000 Rand And as always, you just have to be a subscriber.
Yes.
So it's the weekend.
Subscribe with the notifications on.
Yes, it's the weekend. We sincerely hope that you made your trip down the aisle yesterday before 5. Otherwise, it's going to be a long and dry weekend. But other than that, we'll see you all on Monday.
Have a wonderful weekend, everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers.